And I know.
Did you know I went back to school last year? Yep, there I am, walking to my class. Not just any class, but an Art Entrepreneurship class. A college course that would help me develop professional practices as an artist to get my ish together. The thing is, artists of all kinds need to be less naive about how the art world works. Magical thinking isn't going to get us there. A lot of hard work goes into being accessible and visible to those you're trying to impact. We need to be educated for successful art careers, be given awareness, knowledge, tools for practical application so that we can act on our own behalf and be a vital part of building our influence, our website, our portfolio, our brand. There's so much that has to be done because selling art is a business. Being talented does not mean you'll be recognized. We have to understand the difference between the art world and the art market and how they each work. The art world may be one of emotional richness, depth, and sincerity, but the art market runs off a more pragmatic approach, dependent on business models, marketing skills, influence, and leverage. But to move past the blocks that we artists often deal with, whether we struggle with moments of self-doubt, feelings of inadequacy, inconsistency, or being way too introverted to efficiently connect with others and put our work out there, we need to first examine what is holding us. Perhaps I personally have grown tired of shrinking myself and holding back my true potential. I'm no longer afraid to fully show up in my life, to be seen, to be heard. I finally reached a point of fearlessness. How does one do that? How does one start? I believe it begins with understanding where your fears come from. You can become who you want to be, but it takes the growing pains of getting rid of old belief systems that no longer serve you and adopting the ones that will better aid you in fulfilling your role as a creator. Like, how bad do you want it? That you are even willing to push through the thresholds and do the things you weren't willing or able to do in the past? Are you willing to develop new skills and fully commit to your dream? What are you willing to sacrifice to get there? And what could be more important than investing in your God-given talents? We must be motivated to use our gifts to touch and serve the world. It's time to get it together. Now is the perfect time, and the possibilities are finite. Don't wait to be great. Exercise your abilities and begin by doing great things now. Many people have asked me, is it worth going to school for art? My answer is absolutely yes. There's so much you can learn not just from the teachers, but from every student as well. Or do it just for fun and to have access to new equipment and new experiences. Either way, you will learn something you didn't know before. Your colleagues will all have a unique vantage point to the creative process, and you can also evolve substantially from critiquing each other's work. Another pro would be developing better discipline to deadlines and the accountability that comes from a classroom setting. You will have a family of artists you can network with and grow with, while you acquire the skills to execute your business plan. Community is important. You don't have to do it alone. Plus, I think it shows when an artist is well studied in the arts, even if it's from going to the library and digging into a pile of books. Education is golden. You know, last year was a big year for me, full of many new and exciting experiences. Not only did I go back to school for one semester and manage to make huge leaps in my career as an artist, but I also experienced love and heartbreak on a whole nother level. To be honest, I'm still learning how to be more discerning with who I give my heart to. But more than anything, I feel super blessed to have experienced that kind of deep love, and I can't wait to immerse all that energy into my painting. My next piece will be a love story. Sometimes that's all we can do, is turn the ashes into powerful beauty as we try our best to understand without judgment that each of us is undergoing unique trials and doing our best to navigate through all the painful paradoxes of life. I'm just excited of what this year has in store for me, now that I feel back to myself and fully restored. There's so much I want to share with all of you. I have so much dying to come out. My hope is that in any way, my journey can inspire you to also fully show up in your own life. It is time to level up. When I first began painting Dream Puddles and the Illusion of Lovelessness, I wanted to encapsulate what it is to be a woman in today's times. One who has experienced continuous disillusionment in the realm of love. It all started when my friend Jasmine came over for the night and shared her dream with me the next morning. She began by telling me her vision of a rhino laying in the middle of a forest, sprawled across the forest floor on its back, with a teardrop falling from its cheek and a puddle forming over its belly. I knew then what this rhinoceros entailed because I felt it before in my core, and I think many of us have. It must be the times we live in, I thought to myself. The world is ridden with a lot of hurt people, passing on the hurt to others. We must find love again. This generation will endure. This painting is my attempt at healing the collective heartbreak of our planet, while at the same time evolving on my personal path to becoming more patient, virtuous, and discerning when it comes to discovering the partner God has for me. I'm really happy to finally be done with painting this closing chapter of my life, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for believing in me. I really hope you can join me on the next.